City cats. Neglectful birthday. City bar. Somehow 3 cats are sitting in their seats, waiting for somebody. The doors are placed noisy by now. Cold and windy. Oh, I was gonna check on the birthday cat. She was supposed to be here to celebrate with us, Maybe said, sipping a cocktail and tail slightly swing under the table. Polaris' birthday today? Oh, I was interested in a new book in the library, Tovo said overwhelmingly, finishing with a necklace with her paw gently. You almost always forget things, just for a book, she scolded her. That's not my fault with a bookworm, she said, trying to shoot back a ray. You're off topic here. I suppose you will go check on her. No offense, but there's no way I'll check on her. How about you do it since you're so brave? I'm not going. I won't miss it for a big time. Guys, stop arguing like little kittens, Ivan broke him up. I'll go check up on her, like a giant one could do. She then stood up and walked out of the bar, leaving Topo and Ravy behind. Well, isn't she brave about it? Ravy leaned back, but she was speaking about it smugly. She leaned back on Topo, making her flinch. Ray, get off me! He sputtered, pulling her off. Ray laughed hard. There was just a little joke about it. Snow crunched beneath her paws on the sidewalk as she stopped by Home Depot. She couldn't find the chainsaw section as she was walking around. Suddenly, she bumped into an old light beagle working sweeping. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Ivy started. The old beagle slowly turned her head, facing her. Hey, that's not a problem, miss. Looks like you need something around this place. She smiled with a Texan accent. Yeah, I do. Do you know where the chainsaw sections are? She asked. Probably around this corner. You'll see it. Can't find myself because of my resin. The beagle weakly pointed her claw to a certain corner. Thanks, ma'am. Never tried that corner of the aisle. A few moments of searching the store, she finally found chainsaws. But what brand does she like? She thought to herself as she picked one out the one that had the better quality. She knew nothing about chainsaws. It was only just a gift for Polaris. Naomi then went to the register, where a stressed-out Doberman with a bearded dog with one blind eye and a scarred eye which was about 6 inches. She then showed him the chainsaw. How much for this? $3.50. The original price for the Christmas special, 25% off discount off all equipment. If you look around, most of the people are just going chaotic over their license tax. He sighed and pointed a claw over the light aisle. She turned to see a brawl or something. Then she turned back and paid for chainsaw order. Well, yeah, what is the one receipt? The Doberman asked. Yeah, sir, Navi said. He printed out a receipt. And you want a gift wrapping paper with that? He asked. No, thanks, I got my own. She shrugged. It looks like you that always got their own stuff, eh? The Doberman smirked. I felt a little disturbed by the strange behavior. Excuse me? Was I on the floor or something? Because I'm 17 years old and you're probably in your 30s or something, he said weirdly. Ooh, you love me a feisty chick. I usually think that feisty ones read one of those royal books. Am I right? The Doberman chuckled. How did he not read those? It's not my fault they're really good. He thought some more. He hadn't heard the receipt. Before we go, could I have your number? Maybe we could. Ew, no way! I'm giving you my number, pedophile. What's your sexual kink about teenage cats anyway? Naivia hissed as she paced away from him. Paul is all alone in the room. Nobody around here feels stiff. And all you see is in a corner of her bed and face the wall. Her tears slowly ran down as she looked down her arm and slowly scratched herself with one claws sharp as razor blades, till she heard the door creak open. She flinched and her eyes shrunk. Even shaking ever so slightly, her ears drooped down. Lord, I bought you something. You might like it. A voice called her. She didn't budge. Her home was in pretty good condition, so she heard faint wood squeaking. Slow creaking of the wood plank still applies. Hello, Boris, you home? I know it can't be anybody, it's just you, the voice still called out. The footsteps came closer to the room. She quivered some more. The door to the room creaked open. It was Nivea. Surprise! Oh. Nivea smiled faded as she entered her room. It was quite old. White coloring walls faded to gray, and had well-conditioned door that could contain graphic novel or you had books and unknown tools that seemed very concerning to her. There were some chainsaw posters on the wall, and even some strange writing on it, scratched mark of blood, combined that says, "No more, no more, I want my trauma gone." And there is Polaris, at the corner of the bed. She slightly turned her head to look at her with a trembling eye. Her tail and her ears slightly twitched ever so slightly. Neither knew that something was up with her. "Do you need to talk about something? Anything at all?" I whispered quietly as she crept closer. Polaris cowered and puffed her fur up, using body language. Hey, I'm only meowing, not a hiss. I only just wanted to talk and say happy birthday, that's all. Neither gently as she kept walking. Polaris seemed to calm down. She sat down behind after her. Now, what's wrong? What's with the writing on the wall? She asked, no response, only to slightly look away. No response? Can't just force it out of her. I'll try to ask the extra question, Naivah thought to herself. Do wonder about her wish. Why not ask that? Well, since it's your birthday, what did you wish for? Naivah asked, tilting her head and raising her ears, both sides shakily, getting emotional by now. I wish to have a happy life, to get treated better, to do things I could have done that my parents wouldn't ever let me do in the first place, was said, sobbing silently. Naivah felt really bad for Polaris. She wrapped her tail around her waist and patted her back, comforting her. Oh, I'm really sorry for that. But why do you blame your parents for that sort of thing? Naivah asked again. Don't answer the question. Lily grabbed a nearby paper and the marker started to draw a female symbol with Naivah. You're a female, so what? Naivah slightly not getting it. Then Polaris crossed up the symbol. They didn't like you because you were a girl? Naivah slowly getting Polaris drawing. She nodded. Oh, Naivah completely gets it now. So your parents hate you because they're sexist. Polaris nodded. Then why couldn't you be a transgender male? She thought about it for a minute, then flipped the page and drew a trans flag, then crossed it off to show it to Naivah again. Transphobic? Naivah guessed. Polaris nodded. Wow, if I met them, I bet they're really problematic. So problematic, they might be homophobes, racists, ableists, you name it, but they're real people, right? She said. Polaris nodded again. Jesus, I didn't know you lived a hard life. He looked at her, kneeled down to her. But hey, you still have us. Even though some of us treat differently in a positive way, like Ray eating you at the death threat against Now and Calico, Double eating you at the reading buddy. Niven rambled. But I feel like a true, real friend. A friend that almost anybody could want. Polaris cracked a little smile of hers. And I know you would do anything. Well, very much of anything. So much that you wanted to be raised, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, you would do anything. Do and be anything you want. And nobody could stop you. You'll be safe from Calico and Nile. Since Calico got PTSD from that one incident in school, whether you probably remember or not. Her ears slowly perked up and went out and hugged her. But she felt something like rustling of gifted wrapping paper. Inside it was sharp. She immediately knew what it was. She shimmied out of Naivah's arm and caught the gift so she could tear it open. That was a chainsaw, but not an ordinary chainsaw. It was the one she was looking for the whole time. Woodin stored the chainsaw in her secret closet, where she stores her extra chainsaws. Sometimes ignored it dangling and string away, tied rope and a stool. But it just seemed like a bother to her. The way you kept it, I know you liked the gift that I gave you, I said gladly. She nodded and nodded to her, then walked out the door. Let's stop for a second to look at Polaris. She looked back at Ivy. They both winked at each other, and she walked out the door. She felt better now. I might think about bisexuality, Ivy thought to herself. Bisexual might be fitting. So, how'd it go? Ivy asked when Ivy returned. Went well. I talked to her first, because the trauma reminded her again. Ivy explained. I also gave her a birthday gift as well. Chainsaw? Cobra guessed. Duh, it's gonna be one. But she has a whole collection of them anyway. She rolled her eyes. More than 70? Jesus, top boy's gonna be collecting more than 70 chainsaws and use it for killing rapids. Ivy flicked her ears. I got one that breaks down, becomes unusable, then she used it for once, she said. Okay, what happened to the two of you when I'm gone? Ivy asked. Well, this smuggler cat tried to lean on my shoulder. Topo huffed, very mentally review. It's only a joke. Aren't you a lesbian anyway? Ray laughed. Yeah, but also arrows, you flirty. News! Emma Cat from the bar called out. They look like televisors down the top of the drink counter. Truly a mammal TV news. A dark-bred 36-year-old male doorman suspect whose name is anonymous has gotten caught for forcefully making out with a 15-year-old female Birdman cat at the back of a Home Depot's parking lot. News reporter said on news. Wait a minute. I remember that Doberman. That's the cashier I met when picking out a chainsaw. Shh, there's more. We'll talk about it after this, Topo whispered. The suspect has been sent to court and has been found guilty for a major age cap in a relationship and has been sent to prison for 10 years. The victim also has something to say to that suspect. I hope you're happy for what you've done. You forced me to do this, and this is the result you get. I wish you'd been sentenced to euthanization. Return when we have more information, they concluded. Okay, what did you say again? Someone asked. I said that's the cashier I met when picking out the chainsaw for Polaris. I repeated herself. Him? What did he say to you? What did you say to him? Vivi questioned. At first, he said, it's chicks like you that always get their own stuff, eh? And I said, excuse me? I'm looking for something? Because I'm 17, you're probably in your 30s or something. Naive explained. Such a pedo. Naive pinned her ears with disappointment. Does he really do that? So then, he said, ooh, I love me a feisty chick. I usually think that feisty one's going to destroy it. And I looked at him in disbelief, like, how does he know I read those series? How did you know how you're reading that? Is he a psychic or something? Topo twitched her ear. Lastly, it asked me for my number before I left, and then shot back. No way I'm giving you my number, pedophile. What is sexual fetish kink about teenage cats anyway? Ah, got him. How did you come up with that? Nibby laughed. Oh, I thought of my own, Naya said smugly. They all laughed at Naive's crazy but true story. Boris, however, was doing well at home. Bonus. Kenny was looking out the balcony porch, wearing a thick orange parka with brown fox fur, muffling a speech which he could get away with such foul words. It was really snowy. It was snowy, really snowy. In fact, icicles were forming off the roof next to the railing, and oh boy, it was sharp as a tungsten needle. I wonder if I could bounce on that railing. It looks kind of slim though. He thought to himself while taking a look at his fluffy brown tailwater. I wonder if I could. I might bounce on that, or not. He swept the snow off the railings with his paw to have more room for him to test that theory. He really climbed on, with such confidence and hope, and bounced on the railing like a balance beam. I'm doing it! Maybe I was right. Kenny's thought stopped when suddenly his hind foot slipped off. The railing was so slipping that he forgot it happened. Oh, shit! He cried out. But the window doors closed. He fell. Once at a time, he hung to the floor that is between the poles of the outside railing. He didn't notice that a sharp icicle slipped over him. When that snapped and falls, he could be stabbed underneath that icicle. Crap, but I'm stuck. I had to use my strength to climb myself up, but how? He fought to turn away. He tried to reach the floor with one of his hind legs, but it wasn't flexible enough. What am I gonna fucking do? He grumbled. There must be some way to climb up. He felt his arms going weak with exhaustion. He slowly found himself slipping off. He tried to hang on with his claws, breathing in slight fear. Oh, that's it for me. Even if I come back like nothing happened, it's gonna be unforgivable of me, he thought, whimpering, trying to cling on as much as possible. But then he realized he was dumb enough to find out that cats could land on all fours all the time because of reflex instinct. Jesus fucking Christ, I realized that the whole time of my fucking life? He muffled, smacking his head with his paw for pity. But that paw made the other paws slip up the floor, causing him to really fall this time. He closed his eyes and prayed for the best. When Kenny opened his eyes, his paws were on the snowy ground, no harm for him, except for a little stone in his fur. He danced around on that one thorn spot and cheered with joy. Ah, woohoo! I said that. A first faint snap was applied above, but he was happy to notice. Slash. Kenny's body was impaled in the middle of his torso. Blood sprayed on the icicle and poured out of his body and onto the snow. The result, he didn't survive. As always, over and over, each day proceeds.